Good morning, Washington State policy makers. Today I'm here to give you an up-to-date understanding of the science behind carbon cycling and the soil. As a subject matter expert, I am here to remain as a neutral party and only wish to provide the most up-to-date information and advise you on what possible step for the future would be. This is an overview of what we will be going over today. First, we will review some of the basics of what soil carbon is and how it relates to climate change and the environment. Then, we will look over its financial strain on governmental bodies and how it can be improved. Finally, we will look at policies and advise on what can be done to mitigate its effects on the population. But first, what is soil carbon and why does it matter? Soil carbon is the dead organic matter that is being broken down back into the soil. According to Cornell University, only 3 to 6% of productive agricultural soil is made up of this soil organic matter. The soil organic matter, is vital to nutrient availability for plants and water intake into the soil. This means it is not only important, but fundamentally vital to plant growth and biodiversity. However, if not taken care of appropriately, soil carbon can be an economic sink as more money will be spent synthetically creating nutrients for plants as they will not be able to absorb the nutrients by themselves. Soil carbon also plays an important role in climate change, as soil carbon is one of the many greenhouse gases, GHGs, that is often a key component to warming temperatures. When the soil is not disturbed, soil carbon release rates slows as plant root and microbe interaction keep the soil carbon trapped in the soil for longer. However, modern construction and agricultural practices are disturbing the soil at an alarming rate, contributing to climate change by releasing GHGs faster than we can absorb them back into the natural environment. This causes strain on the agricultural sector especially, as more money needs to be used to mitigate the soil carbon and therefore plant health loss. When soil carbon is released, soil erosion often follows. This not only causes massive amounts of profit loss yearly, but costs millions of dollars in cleanup and disposal. A study done by Kiao and his team found that lower soil carbon is directly linked to lower yields and lower resilience to climate change and its effects. This causes massive profit loss in the agricultural sector, as well as influencing growing food shortages all over the state. Also, increasing carbon in the atmosphere has been shown to lower air quality and raise sickness, especially in the immunocompromised population. Degrading soil and releasing soil quality will lower plant biodiversity, directly impacting our ability to clean air pollutants from the air and taxing our medical sector, which is already finding itself overworked, increasing the amount of need for medical expenses. This presentation is looking at policy creation for soil carbon as a means for environmental health. But first, we need to go over what are the overarching ideas that are at play here. Climate change, as we see it today, is creating an unpredictable climate patterns that will have lasting effects on many vital economic sectors, like agriculture, construction, fishing, and transportation, to name a few. Due to this fact, drastic and immediate remedies are needed to be put into place to allow for the best resilience for the future. On the land, soil carbon is decomposing organic matter that is used for the overall system health. In general terms, the more organic matter that can be broken down in the ground, the healthier the soil is, giving greater ability for crop production and water retention. When the ground loses soil carbon, more fertilizers are needed to better support crop growth, and less water can be absorbed into the soil, causing flooding and further degradation. This causes millions of dollars in damages and potential revenue loss yearly across all the United States and causes major stress on many of our crops here, including our cider apples and the leeks, for examples. Finding effective measures to mitigate soil carbon loss will improve crop yields and provide resilience to both climate change and lower financial loss due to degradation. Due to the untold loss of millions of dollars annually and to the increased pollution and environmental degradation, I recommend implementing a subsidy to incentivize the agricultural and construction sectors to implement sustainable practices as they work. These could be ideas like no-till, cover cropping, and promoting native growth for agricultural workers, and reducing heavy machinery compaction, proper setup and cleanup tarps to reduce pollution for construction, and lower yearly carbon footprints. This would incentivize these companies to start thinking holistically about their impact on our environment, reducing the draw for fossil fuel usage and carbon emissions. I also recommend incorporating sustainability training for workers, giving them knowledge of what their actions can do to the environment and how best to work in these different environments. Thank you for your time today. I hope that with this new information, you will all be better equipped to make more informed decisions on what to do in these modern trying times about our environment.